ProfessionalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
Okay, sound is here. You should be able to hear me. As I was saying, 2025 is going to be a tumultuous year because Trump is coming into office, right? We've got 20 days now, 22 days. He comes in, he's in on the 25th. He's going to make a lot of changes. He's already trying to make changes even before he's in office. And I think that's going to shake things up. Wall Street does not like when they don't know what's going to happen. But Trump also doesn't like when stocks are down. So there's that to think about as well. He wants the stock market to go up because that means he's winning. And the most important thing to Trump is Trump winning. So the Trump winning effect will trickle down to everything. And I think that's going to have a big impact. And Trump is going to try to win in the US economy, win on the global economy scale, and win in the stock market. There's going to be nonstop winning. He has to keep winning. Otherwise, what else can he do? He doesn't care about money. He cares about saying, I did this. I did this thing. So that's something I think we need to keep in mind, and why I consider 2025 the year of the Trump trade. I mean, it started actually as soon as he was elected, but I think it's going to continue. The year of seal in China zodiac. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm going to shrink myself. Go down here in the corner, and 450-kilometer train in Japan. I rode the Shinkansen, which is their bullet train. I don't know if it's the fastest one, but it was pretty fast. There should be sound. I fixed it now, so I think everyone can hear me. Japan was great, but I couldn't live there. It's too many rules and too many complicated things. There's like 7 different types of recycling, and they get really mad if you get even a little bit wrong. I don't know. Japan's really nice, but there's something weird going on under the surface there. I don't know if it's a place I'd want to live long term. Okay, let's look at the market. A lot's going on. I want to talk about what's happening. So let's get my dates right over here in the back, right? You guys didn't even tell me that my dates are wrong. Why is this not working? Let's refresh it. Forex Factory. Let's see what's going on in the news this week. All right, January. We are on January 3rd already. So we had unemployments come in lower. Unemployment claims came in lower than expected. ISM manufacturing comes in tomorrow. That might move the market a bit. That's really it. It's not that much. I mean, everybody's just kind of coming back from holidays. The major bankers probably aren't even back yet. Interesting to see the market really moving in terms of crypto here already. We're gonna take a deep dive into this to see, is this the leg to buy? Are we heading higher from here, or are we gonna get a flush right to here, maybe even here? I mean, this is what I would like to see. So it's probably not going to happen because that's the max pain scenario a lot of people are looking for, and we're not getting it. They're not going to let you get that buying opportunity. I would love for it to happen, but I don't know if it's going to. As you guys know, I always like to start with the S&P 500 first. So we're going to do that. On the daily chart, it had a pretty nasty breakdown. Doesn't look great here. This market is at an interesting reflection point. On the weekly scale as well, this is one step away from breakdown. This is not what I want to see. So I'm a little bit conflicted on things. On one side, I want to be bullish because the market's, it always pays to be bullish. Obviously, if you look at the past couple years, it's paid. Being bullish has paid very well all the time. Most of the time, it just goes up. And why is that? Because they're always printing money. If you graph this against like the M2, it probably doesn't look as good. Like, right, divided by NMM. I always forget MNV. Just put M2. M2 is not the symbol anymore. Money supply. Okay, US M2. We'll just put that. Actually, even against that, it looks really good. But you can see where from 2020 to 2023, it basically did nothing. And just in the past year, it's kind of moved higher. Is it WM2? Let's try WM2. Let's see what that gives us. Global. That's global. Oh, it doesn't work. I always like graphing it against the money supply. So USM2 kind of works, but I think it's important to pay attention to the effect that that has. I think this one is fine. Yeah. So you can see how markets from 2018 to 2023 really didn't do much if we take into account the money printing. But from the beginning of November 2023 to December, the past year, there hasn't been as much money printing. I mean, we know that, but the markets continued to go up. And maybe we need a rebalancing, but perhaps this is the AI effect, right? This is all AI. AI came out. The market sees, okay, we've got increased efficiency coming, so we can move higher without needing the money because we're getting more for less. Less work, but more output because of AI. That's possibly what's happening here. But it's something I wanted to point out and keep an eye on. If we go back to the normal S&P 500, and we can look at from 2020, you can see from 2020 to 2021, it looks like it went up a lot. But if you use the money supply, if you take into account money supply printing, it actually did nothing all of here. Interesting, right? How money supply dilutes things. Okay, anyway, I don't know if you care about the past that much. You care about what's going to happen in the future. Where are we going? Well, on the weekly chart, this concerns me. Not a full breakdown yet, but I don't like what I'm seeing here. This makes me cautious, and it's why I have a lot of cash right now. I took a lot of profits back here, and I'm slowly looking at buying back on certain names, but not if this breaks down. Then all hell breaks loose. Right now, this daily chart looks like it's trying to put in a W. We are rejecting from this 50-day moving average. Us being below this is not a good sign. If we fall much further, we're going to go right to the 200-day. Right, that's down here at 5,580. That's the next stop. I don't see anything else to hold this in place. We had these two trend lines, both broken down, rejected from. You could even, we could look at the bottom down here. This is our last real bottom in 2023, and we could do like that, fibs, and we could say, okay, our 38.2 is right here at 53.39. 50% level is 5,100. A real case could be made that we could roll over all the way down to here, right? So I'm very cautious on the market right now. I am. I think there's potential that they're going to try to crash the market right before Trump gets into office. I mean, maybe Trump would even be in favor of that. Then he can claim, then the market crashes over with, and then he can claim recovery. He can say, oh, look at what Biden did. I wasn't in office yet. The market crashed, and then he implements his policies, and it starts going up. This is the best scenario for Trump, for the market to crash in the next 20 days before he gets into office. If I was Trump, I would call every banker I know, and I would say, please crash the market. Crash the market. Then I can blame it on Biden, and then I can come in, ride in, and claim victory. So I'm again this year, it's the Trump trade. So I'm keeping my eye on everything that's happening with Trump. That's a big thing I'm watching. So in the S&P, I would honestly on any kind of stocks I would hold off right now. I wouldn't touch this. I think this is a dangerous area to be considering long trades. You've got to. I think you should sit on your hands here. That's my recommendation. Um, if we break down on the weekly, maybe you get a chance to short. It could move very fast, very very fast. But this doesn't look great to me. Um, even on like MACD, right? So we're just barely hanging on. If you wanted to buy, this is like kind of the last area where you would buy. You would take a buy. You would take a long here, with maybe your stop down here at like 58, 57.80, something like that. So something, what could be your trade? This is your stop below these lows and your target. You assume that this is going to become a W, right? And we could target 2.618. Let's not be greedy. And then you get a 4-to-1 risk reward trade. So that would be kind of your trade. That's what I would target. And you can apply this to any stock because everything's kind of going to move the same if this starts heading higher. If we look at lower time frames, this 4 hours not looking great. Even the 1 hour, this doesn't look good to me. Let's look at the VIX. Hello, Mercedes. Welcome. I think a lot of people at TRI are even still on vacation right now. How many people we have in here? 18. Yeah, a lot of people still on vacation. Hello, Lori. Hello, DMAC. Hello, Omar. Hello, Lucilio. Let me know if you guys want to look at anything in particular. But I'm just doing my normal spiel of the S&P before I jump into any kind of crypto. Yeah, so VIX is obviously on the rise. We had this big spike and pullback. It's just an inverse of the S&P. I don't really know why people even look at this. I don't know if it's that helpful. PLTR. Yeah, we can look at PLTR. That one's a popular one. Tesla is a big one I've been pumping for a while, right? So we basically tagged my 2.618 level up here. I let a bunch of Tesla go. I sold about half of my Tesla. And now I'm watching it down here. I actually bought back a little bit today. I bought back about, wait. I bought back around 40% of what I sold. So I have another 60% I can buy if we head lower. I'm dollar cost averaging into this because I think long-term this is going to head higher. I'm still bullish on a weekly chart, but it's bearish on every other time frame. And it was predictable, right? We had an 8 come in, pullback area, 2.618 tagged on this long-term trend line. My hope is that we pull back. I want to see us pull back to like 336, even 28, 270. That's why I'm only buying with spot. I'm not, if we get down to like 270, I'm 100% going to buy an option. I'll buy like a leap, something like that. But for now, I'm just dollar cost averaging with what I already sold because I think we're going to go to 770 area. This 770 up here. I think this is just the start. So nice buying opportunity to get into Tesla. I don't see how Elon can't win. It's going to be nonstop winning for Elon now that he's cozied up to Trump. Just kind of have to wait for this 4 hour to turn around. I don't think it's time to buy yet. I'm just dollar cost averaging a little bit because this stuff can suddenly turn around. But I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way to 260. And if we do, then I'll touch options. That's the area where I would grab some options. But before then, I wouldn't recommend it. I just dollar cost average because I'm very confident it's heading higher, and I'm happy that I took profits up here at the $480, $500 area around this 2.618. Very predictable area. That's generally, if you're like leverage trading or something, I think this is the and you use chaos levels and you look at like especially the fibs like 1.618, 2.618, even 3.618. It says 3.59, but it's really 3.59, 3.618. That area, all three of those on the way up are places where you can take some profit. And even this can be 4.618. It's pretty similar area. Markets seem to like those areas, so you can consider taking profits in those zones. Okay, so a lot of people asked about Big House asked about PLTR. Let's take a look at Palantir. A lot of people very excited about this insanity. Look, I can't recommend this one. I just can't. It's too far gone. Where would I buy this? I mean, if we come back down to like this 365-day VWAP level at like $38, I can consider it. The daily's basically broken down. Like if the S&P rolls over as I expect, Palantir is going down too. Could probably, I mean, it would be very healthy long term to fill the gap right here at $42. Fill the gap, and I'm maybe a buyer there at 42. That's where I like it. But up here, I'm not going to touch it. If I'm already long and maybe I took some profit at 85, I would just hold it. If I expect higher, let me see something here. It really moved up a lot, like absurd amounts. I don't even know how to. Okay, it went right to 8.77. Yeah, so this was an area where you should have sold. Like I would have sold here at 4.77 and 8.77. Those would have been my selling areas. That's how I would have handled this. And then I would look to buy back lower. You know, you could dollar cost average in on the way down. That's what I would do. Nothing crazy. This is the time to be careful, not the time to be leverage longing everything. So block also pulling back, but it looks better than that Palantir chart. Daily is very bearish. You're gonna have to wait for this daily to consolidate before you can get long. But this is the healthy consolidation. I like this chart. This is very healthy. I like this long-term range. And then the breakout. Maybe we adjust it a bit, and we're gonna do a conservative 4.669. So that would be a tag. We'll say this was your tag of 1.618. Next is 2.618, and then 4.669 at 170. So right now you're at 86. A pullback to the 365-day VWAP would 100% be a long. That's where I would look at maybe taking a long trade here. Yeah, just like that. But you need this daily chart to turn around. The weekly still looks bullish. RSI of 59. But I'm gonna set an alert on this one. I want to see this crossover. I want to see MACD go positive. Before that, it's in a downtrend still, and you're buying, you're trading kind of against the momentum, and I think it's risky. There you go. So I'll see if I get an alert on this, and then I can check it again. But for now, we are holding at the 50-day moving average, which is generally a good support level. It's exactly the same as the S&P. It really is. That's why I just look at the S&P, because this is exactly the same. It looks the same. Oh, S&P is rolling over here. Look at that. You know, let's look at the NASDAQ really quick. US 100. Yeah, NASDAQ looks even worse. Look at that. It's impressive that Bitcoin has moved up this much, considering it usually trades with the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ rolls over here, Bitcoin's in big trouble. I think, and the current move happening could be a fake out. This could be washing out a bunch of traders that were short before the final down move happens. That's my concern. Did break out of this little downtrend, but we've got an 8 coming in on the 4-hour. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about Bitcoin a bit. We're going to look at maybe 1 or 2 altcoins total, and then I'm going to go back and we're going to look at some Bitcoin mining stocks. I want to talk about Bitcoin mining stocks because I think there's a lot of people that have cash on the sidelines and not necessarily in crypto, or it's in an investment account. And I think my opinion is that buying the mining stocks are a great way to play Bitcoin as like a crypto proxy. I think it's a great Hello? Yeah, I hit the sound button. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I don't know. It's so annoying that that happens. Really apologize. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, the mic was muted. I don't know why. I'm going to order a new cable. I think there's something wrong with the cable. I don't know what's going on. We can see Bitcoin took out these liquidation levels at 97,800, and then we've got a bunch down here at 93. If we go to a 1 week chart, a bit of a bigger view. Now, again, this is just part of it. You have to take a holistic approach. You can't say, like, I'm only going to look at this. I'm only going to look at that. So look at all the liquidations we took out here. There was a bunch at 96,400, a bunch at 9,800. We took all of that out, and now we have a ton sitting down here between 91 and 89, 88. Like, imagine the pain. I mean, I've been watching crypto Twitter, and people are very excited about the performance of Bitcoin right now. Actually, if I wasn't doing this stream, I would probably go into a short. I would take a short up here. I think this is, looking at what the stock market is doing, and the NASDAQ especially, I would take a short. Not here, now it's too late, but I would have taken, like, if it was a leverage short, I would have taken here at 97,500. So let's say I was looking at shorting this, and I think it's going to top out. I saw the liquidations and stuff like that. First, I would look at the 15-minute. Okay, did RSI break down? Yes, I have a breakdown. Okay, the next thing I would do is I would go to a 4-hour, and I would look left. I would say, okay, I have a TD9. I would say, okay, we already took out this high here, so let me draw fibs from here to here. And where are my fibs? And I would see, okay, 78.6 is at 98.100. I would probably put a short here at 98.100. That would be my first short, and then I would put another one at 98 here. Neither of these might get hit, and that's fine. I'm okay to miss that trade. So that would be like a higher time frame, very safe one. If I wanted to get more aggressive, I would look here, but that's not really going to give me a good trade. You would have to just look to the left and see we took out this high, and then say, okay, that's probably a good shorting area right here. This area in general, and then you can look at but this is wicked. Like normally you don't have the highest high taken out this far. Like that was a 200-point move above and reversal, and there's really no divergence yet on MACD. So this would have been a difficult one to short. While if you can look like here, for example, this one, I would have drawn my fibs, and then I would take short. I would take a long here at 78.6 and 88.6, and my stop would be below the low. That's how I would trade this one, and it would have worked out perfectly. And then I would have done the same here, and I would have flipped around. Sorry, right here. And this is where I would have exited the trade and started shorts, and I would have been stopped out. It would have moved higher and stopped me out. So it works sometimes, and other times it doesn't. But this is nasty. This is why this whole period here, I did no trading, none, because it's low volume. Everyone's on holiday. Normally the market is not this evil. This is max liquidity hunting. That's all that's happening here. It's hunting to stop people out wherever it can. And that's why I haven't taken any trades in probably in like almost 2 weeks now. I other than my like Tesla long I just took today, but that's just a spot position. But as far as like future trades, I haven't touched anything in 2 weeks. I just haven't, because the market conditions are absolutely terrible. I do like how this is setting up as a short, but I think this was a very difficult short to take. The only way you could have done this is maybe looking at a 5-minute like this and taking this low to high right here, and then opening your short in that 78.6 and 88.6 area right here, and then putting your stop above the high. That's the only way you could have maybe done it, and you would have had to been watching very closely. As I said, extremely difficult, but it makes sense that this is rolling over considering what's going on with the NASDAQ. And that's why we watch it. I mean, look at this. This is a disaster area. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a major fake out for most of crypto. We'll see. We'll see. I don't like what's going on with things like Rune. I talked about it last week, and I mentioned that I didn't like that Rune broke down. It's not looking good. We're below, at this point, we're below the 50-day moving average. And where's our 200 week? We're sitting at the 200-day moving average. We did break below and we reclaimed it now. So Rune is in a difficult spot, and I'm not a big fan of how it's looking here. Not one bit at all. I don't like the breakdown from this parallel channel. So I'm actually going to get rid of that parallel channel now. It's just useless. It's over. We did come down to 61.8. Ideally, your buy zone is down here. 78.6 to 88.6, 320 to 371. But it's weak compared to other names. Like Solana looks a lot better. I mean, we came back to these November 4th lows, while things like Solana did not. November 4th lows were here, and we're still quite a bit above it. Although we did come down to right here. This was what I was waiting for. I thought we would come down to these levels. It makes sense. Take out basically anyone who got long after the Trump pump. Like you would have had to have predicted that Trump would win and buy here. And that's the only way you would have been okay. And in the case of like something like Rune, you would have had to buy right at the bottom, or you would have been stopped out on any trades that you set at break even and you hadn't taken profits. Yeah. So, interesting that's where they pulled back. And a perfect example of market is a liquidity hunting machine. That's all it is. Just look at a chart and say, okay, well, where do I think would be the most painful for the most people? And on a long-term chart, I mean, it would make sense to go back to right here where nobody had a chance to get in. So everybody longed after, including here, and everyone was in profit and they didn't take profits, and then it's retraced. And a lot of people probably got scared down here and sold. Now, what's happening right now is we're getting ready to have a nice big rally, or this is a fake out and we're going to get one more drop before then we move higher. You can look at like a total. I think total sometimes gives a more accurate picture. So on total, you can see we're still negative. RSI has broken out to the upside. However, it's really only today. So this move could be reversed. And I'm cautious. RSI is positive on these on the weekly. So that's why I'm long-term bullish. I am hunting for a bottom right now simply because of that weekly chart. I just believe that this heat map needs to take out the area down below. If we go to a monthly chart, let's see what we have on a monthly chart. Look at all this liquidity down here, all the way down to 70K. Look at that. I don't think it's going to go that low, though. I'd be shocked. 88K. Yeah, I think that's a possible zone. I know that is it's a big area. There's a lot of longs from down there. And it's an area I would like to see tagged right down here. Just quick wick all the way down. Poop. Just down and up. And then we head higher. No chance to get in. If we look at exchange liquidation map, Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. So this is like on Binance, but then this one is all the exchanges, I believe, cumulative. Well, just one day. I mean, you can see down to like 93, you've got 2.27. On the upside, you only have 1 billion. You've got double to the downside. 7 day provides a little bit more. So you've got 5 billion, right? And then to the upside, you've only got 1.6. We go to a 30 day. On a 30 day, you have a lot more to the upside. So long term, we should head higher because that's where the liquidations are. To the downside, only 4 billion. But on that 7 day, it makes me think it would make more sense to head down here, take out these longs, get everyone to crap their pants, and then head higher. What about the fear and greed? How is that looking? Fear and greed, crypto. Interesting, we're still in greed. That's interesting to me and slightly concerning. I would like to see this move into like the fear area. That's concerning. Okay, let's go back to the chart. Look at that reversal, mostly because of what's happening here. I think if this continues and this drops like I'm thinking it will, down to like 365-day VWAP level, I mean the 90-day is going to be a support. So we're coming into a support area here. But if we push through lower, that's going to be a death knell for crypto. And we're going to head down here to this 19,000. Basically 19,200 to 19,600. That would be a safe area to consider longs. There's a lot of support in this area right here in particular. Right there. And then if we look kind of lower, right here, pretty much around that 365-day VWAP level. We draw fibs from the high to the low to kind of this range low. Yeah, 61.8 right in this area, 50% in this area. This area is where I would look for market structure and look to buy on lower time frames. As of right now, I wouldn't feel good about being a buyer here. I would be concerned. Well, there's my main feedback. Bitcoin's very volatile. I would be extremely cautious trading it on any kind of futures. If you're long with spot, I think you're fine. But any kind of futures trading is dangerous in this area. I think it's primarily liquidity hunting right now. And you're going, this is not where you want to trade futures. You're going to get wrecked. I would wait until there's a clear like trend breakout on some side, and then you take the trade and you just hold for a swing trade and then you get out. But this kind of action is extremely toxic, and I think you get screwed. On a positive note, SPX 6900 is doing really well. My little meme coin that we bought down here I bought it down here at about 55 cents in my portfolio. So it's almost doubled since then. Target is 1.28. I like that it's outperforming in this down market. Really like that. Also, I talked about this coin a long time ago. Xano, I talked about when it was at like $3, $3 or $4. So it's way up here at 15. Pretty amazing run for Xano. I don't know if I couldn't recommend buying it up here. I mean, we've got divergence forming in the daily chart, right? Look at that. So I can't recommend it up here. I just, it's yeah, it did well. So if you bought it down $3, $4, $5, you got a nice 3x up here. Doesn't hurt to take profits. I think I also talked about ZKML. So ZKML did really well before, and it's retraced. And I like the bottoming action that's coming in here. I think it's gonna have another leg up. I'm holding for $1. That's what I'm looking at. But I think that this area, assuming the rest of the market doesn't completely die, could be a decent buy zone. Maybe wait for if Bitcoin rolls over again, I think we can head down to like 28, and then you get your bounce up back to 61, and then higher above to $1. So that's what I'm looking at on ZKML. So there's that. What other ones did I want to talk about? Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I'm looking for Bitcoin miners. I'm looking at a few miners, and I had them marked on my phone, but my phone is being used as the camera, which is why it's great that I have a tablet coming. I bought a tablet, and I'm going to be using the tablet as like my really like my laptop I have right now is actually pretty portable, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to become even more portable. Where right now my computer is 1.35 kilos. I'm going to get down to 700, 800 grams with the tablet plus a small keyboard for my portability setup. And then I'll just have this big setup at home. I think it's easier. And then I can use the tablet when I do the live stream sometimes to bring up notes, because sometimes I talk to you about things and I don't have my notes And also, I'm going to consider doing charts with a pen. I was practicing with it, and it's pretty nice, actually. I think it's easier than using a mouse in some cases. Okay, so I've been talking about Riot. Oh, yeah, nice, Mercedes. Is it iPad or Samsung? By the way, I tested all of the China tablets, like from companies like Xiaomi and Huawei and who else? OnePlus, and I cannot recommend them. They seemed laggy, and that you get what you pay for. So I think Samsung products and iPads are the best, probably. You're going to pay that premium price, but you will get something that works really well. Like I everything I have is Android, so I'm gonna stick with Samsung. But I've heard that the iPads also work extremely well. I mean, every Apple product pretty much works well. The pen comes. The nice thing about Samsung is the pens come with it, so I will have it. It comes for free. I bought it like used like new on Amazon. It was like $620. Yeah, $620, which I thought was expensive for a tablet, but I saw that nowadays tablets go for like $1,000, so I thought 600 was okay. I don't mind. We'll see. I just want it to work well. Okay, so let's look at some miners and how we can make money to pay for my tablet, or in your case, make some money so you can buy a tablet, because they can be used as a full-fledged computer now. So one of them is Riot, which broke out on the weekly chart here. And I sold when we had the 8-9 come in up here. And I was about 70% out of my Riot, and now I'm buying back. So I bought a bit here. I would like to see it come down a little bit more, and I will buy more, eventually targeting $35. That's where I'd like to see us go. That would be a nice 3x move. I think the Bitcoin miners will perform better than Bitcoin. I think there's a bit of a multiplier effect here. So I'm watching Riot. I don't have any long yet. I don't have a long open yet. I'm gonna hide this. Let's hide this in the daily and hourly, and let's look at kind of where we could consider buying. So right now we're tagging this 61.8. As usual, I want to buy down here. I have nibbled here because 61.8 tab and it's spot. I'm not doing any options yet. If we get down here, I might buy a leap. A leap is I have 1 year of time, so I would buy a 2026 option. Maybe I would do 6 months, but I think anything less than that is scary to me personally. And if I did options, they would be in the money. So I would buy like a $7, $8. If it came down to $7 or $8, I would buy a $7, $8 6-month option, 1 year option. I would not buy something that's like $15. And if I did, it would be a lottery ticket. I would use a very small percentage of my portfolio. That's just my experience of doing options. Is you have a very high chance of getting screwed. So I try to stick to the safest ones, and that's what I just listed. Anything out of the money you're asking for pain, because if it doesn't move fast enough, you're screwed, just based on time decay. But if the Nasdaq rolls over, then we could get some very nice buys down here. Sorry, here. This is where the pen would come in handy. See, I'm just not very accurate with these circles on the mouse. This area between 8.4 and 7.45 is where I'm looking for Riot. Another one is Mara. So Mara Holdings really rolled over, and it's just been ranging here. It doesn't look as good as Riot. I'm not as bullish on it, but if we can break out, so we go to a weekly chart, right? So this was the original W down here, this area, and you can see how we tagged that 1.618. We've been rejecting for a while. Eventual target is $70. You know, I would like to see Mara come down to like 14, 15 bucks. That's, and really it's already kind of in the buying zone. Like if we go to a daily chart and I hide this, and we look at the highs and lows here. We're at 78.6 now, and we're at a 9 on the daily. I want to see us go down to this 88.6, and this is where I buy. And I'll put my stop right down here at like 12.4. I'm actually going to set I'm going to set an alert. If this gets crossed, I am 100,000% a buyer on Mara. A lot of people talk, I mean, MSTR is not, MicroStrategy is not a miner, right? But I am watching it. And it's another way to play kind of Bitcoin. I want to see it come down here. This is your 200-day moving average. This is your $200 BFRN. It's a big drop from where it is right now, but I think we could tag it. And if we do, I'm going to buy some. So this is where I would like to get long on MSTR for that next move higher. If we look at a weekly chart, right? So and assume this is like an ABCD pattern, and that's your pullback. You know, you could get, and you buy at 200. I mean, that's a nice trade, right? There, say you're low. You go all the way up to there, right? 200%, 15 to 1 risk reward. There's really not a good area to set your stop. No, I would actually buy in like here and here if we can go to 150. So stop, ideally the stop should be actually down here, below these lows at like 100. It is a pretty wide stop, and you're only at a 3.8 risk reward. Not amazing, but you basically have to accept you're okay to take a 54% drawdown to get a potentially 220% return. This is one where like a option lottery ticket might work better. I'm just not sure how options are with MSTR. It might be very expensive, but that's something I'm watching. I'm gonna set some alerts actually here, just like that. I like setting alerts on prices because then it just alerts me and I'm like, okay, check. Hunky dory. What? Did I say that? I don't think I said that. I had a list of like a couple other ones. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Mara, Riot. What are the other mining stocks? Let's Google it. Crypto mining stocks. Mara, Riot. I've got Bitfarm, Argo, CleanSpark, Iron. All right, let's look at 7 top crypto mining stocks. I don't care what they say about them. I just want to know the names. Yeah, so Mara is one, right? We just looked at MSTR and we looked at Mara. We looked at Riot. I think we should look at HUT and CLSK. Yeah, so HUT 8 is getting killed here. I've talked about this before. Why is it showing as percentage? What just happened? It looks like it. Okay. Yeah, that's better. So that was quite a move that HUT had. I want to see it come down here. 61.8, 78.6. I don't think we're going to get 78.6 on this, but I would like to see that move. Right now, it's still in an obvious downtrend. I mean, this is very bearish on the MACD. And you can see how you do need that divergence. So it was very bearish last time, and price just kind of sat down here. So we can do that for a while before you have the, what happens is you get that final move and it quickly moves higher. You don't get a lot of time. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that one more move lower and then that move up. Maybe we go down to here and then you get the move up. That's what I would like to see. And you put, you have your divergence on MACD and then you head higher. So this could take a while. It might not happen that fast. Okay, I also said we'd look at CLSK in Spark. CleanSpark's already seemingly putting in some divergence. I think it played out. Actually, it's chaos level already. Yeah, see, it hit its chaos target already. So we're retracing from that, and it's having to form a new kind of W structure. You do have an 8 coming in already. Honestly, this would kind of be your range here. You can see how we tagged the 78.6 before. I would like to see us come down here and tag this 88.6, take out these lows and W out and head higher. That's what I would like to see. See how the highs we were at 24 and now we're at 9. Imagine getting this at like 6. I'm gonna set some alerts. So if we go below 850, I'll start watching, and then I'm gonna put another one at $7, and let's see if we get any kind of spike. That's another one I'm watching. RGTI. What is RGTI? Is that also a mining company? Rigetti Computing. This just looks like something you should have told us about back in November. What is this? I wish I bought it at $1. But right now it looks absolutely horrible. Like, it looks horrible to buy. I mean, maybe shorting it might be good. Okay, congratulations. I wish you'd talked about it at $1, or I'd seen you talking about it. Is this a mining company? What is this? There's kind of the whole range. I don't really have much to say on this one. I mean, it's pretty much gone. So I have this chart of all the L1s, and I think it's a good idea to always pay attention to like which ones were performing the best. Since the kind of rollover recently, you can see like ZEC, BNB, Dusk were all the better performers, Solana as well, and then you can see which ones were falling behind. Like FTM was terrible, Atom. So those are the ones you don't want to focus on, while the ones you do want to focus on would be higher up. ZEC, BNB, Dusk. Those are the ones that have run a lot more. You can even, as you go further back, right, you can see which ones perform the best. Longer term, Algo, IOTA, ADA were the best performers over the past couple months. So this is something I like to look at. Oh, quantum computing. Yeah, that's big. That's been a big thing. Yes, I wish I bought everything quantum computing back in November, but I didn't know. But that makes sense. Yeah. If you have any suggestions for quantum computing companies that have not taken off already, I am open to them. I need to do some research myself. Now that I have more time, maybe I will do the research on my tablet. How about a look at VFF? What is VFF? Let's take a look. Village Farms International. What do they do? What makes this special? Other than it's under $1. It does look like it retraced quite a lot. I wonder what happened to them. Yeah, this looks good. On a weekly chart, this looks great. I think I might buy some. Pot. Oh, it's a weed company. These weed companies are always like this. See, the thing that sucks about this is you could just keep sitting down here forever. That's the thing I hate. I hate sitting in a stock waiting for it to move. Monthly chart does look good. It looks really good. It looks like it's putting in a nice bottom. I mean, if this is your W forming, right? I think you probably already know this, right? If this is your W forming, you can get a nice move to $4. That would be a home run. Right? And we can also even just look at like from the highs. Even just a 38.2 retrace is $8. And if it can just go to the previous lows. This is the kind of thing where I'd want to look at like the financials of the company, because I would be concerned that they're losing money. And you could see like the earnings were positive for a while and they did really well, and then it started to go negative and the stock went down. And all of 2022 they were negative. 2023 they just started to like kind of become profitable again, but you can see how they had a lot of issues here, which caused the stock to head lower. Same here, we're consolidated lower, and then suddenly they were profitable and it shot up. But this would be the first kind of resistance area right here. that I can see at around 450. Oh, yeah, not a bad buy in the current zone it's in. On spot, no margin. Short term, target obviously is up here. If you want to something short term, you take profits up here, $1.28, $1.43, and your trade could be as a short term trade. If you bought right now, you just go below the lows here and you target right there. So still a 5-to-1 risk reward trade, not bad. Or you could target the 4.669 all the way up here and you get your 500% return and your 30-to-1 risk reward ratio. Seems pretty good to me. I wouldn't mind getting a 5-to-1. Thank you for the suggestion, Adam. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks good. I would prefer to buy at like 76 cents versus 83, but on spot, I think it's not a big deal. Set some alerts. Okay, what other one did you want to talk about? OGI, Organic Something Holdings. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? All these pot stocks kind of retraced. Yeah, weekly looks decent. No reversal yet. I think you'd have to be prepared if you are in this. Be prepared that you could be sitting down here a while. I'm waiting for some kind of catalyst to launch these higher. But they're not bad. I think you can put a couple small percent of your portfolio into this, and if it eventually takes off, it's a pleasant day. Happy days if it goes well. If not, maybe it's not a big deal. You don't put too much money. This isn't like a Tesla. Okay, Borge brought up XRP. Famous XRP, the much hated XRP. XRP far exceeded targets. We hit the 8.77, rejected. I mean, next move after this would be 16.88, right? So that's up here at $4, basically a double. Weekly chart is still looking strong. Daily had a pullback. Along with everything else, it looks like it's rolling over up here. I'd like to see a pullback further down. Tag the 50-day. It didn't even tag the 50-day moving average. It looks like it's forming kind of a bull flag, right? So there's your actually, it's not a bull flag. I stand corrected. It is not. It is a normal flag. No, but this can also be a continuation pattern. No, there's your, and we can say let's say we took out the lows. Target is 4.28. Do you have any charts that help see the real estate market state? There are so wait, let me finish on XRP. So that's kind of my target on XRP. I think you can expect a potential double still from here. You can get in at $2 and you get a double. It's nothing extreme, but I don't see it going to like $20 or something. REIT. Yeah, so this one would look at all Dow Jones equity, all REIT REITs. I guess that's kind of like real estate, right? And you can see the real estate flow. You have this, which is called real estate. There's a lot of like real estate select sector index, iShares real estate ETF. I don't have a specific guaranteed one off the top of my head. But that's kind of what I would look into. I would have to research this quite a bit. But this one seems pretty representative of the real estate sector because you can see from 2007 to 2009, 2008, it got destroyed. And now it's been like a slow recovery. Honestly, for real estate, I would kind of look at like a 6-month, 3-month chart. It's been a bit stagnant and it looks like some divergences are coming in. Yeah, so a bit of divergence here, kind of rolling over a bit on a weekly chart. It doesn't look great. Could get a pullback down to like 80. It's been real estate. It looks like it's been basically stagnant since 2020, which is interesting considering the amount of money printing that's been going on. So not really a big move there, and I don't see anything extremely bullish on the horizon for real estate. I think IYR iShares US Real Estate ETF is probably pretty accurate. From what I could see, this looks quite accurate, especially since it accounted for the real estate crisis pretty well here. Hopefully that's helpful, Gail. Okay, BBAI. Let's see. Big Bear AI. Okay. Well, it looks like it's trying to put in some W's. Certainly trying. If it can succeed, you go up to 1780. But the question is, do I want to buy up here? And the answer is no. I would like to buy down here. If it can retrace, I would consider it. Because you could have a nice bright future. But I would rather get in at like $2. Yeah, so daily doesn't look great. Looks like some divergence coming in. No real breakdown yet. But if I bought up there, I'd probably be selling a bit here and looking to buy back in lower. So down here at like $3, $2. I want to see all of this kind of retraced, and then we consolidate in this area, and then we can fire. That's how I would like to see this one play out. But no guarantees. It could just do this and then head higher. No. So this is a tough one. I can't touch this. I need to see pullback and then W's. While right now I'm seeing, at least on RSI, a little bit of M's. MACD is not really making the divergent M, which makes me question, could this could just head higher. It might not necessarily roll over. But I'm okay to wait and potentially miss it. I don't mind. Brett, what is this one? Why do you like this? Bybit. It's not even on Big Finance. What is this? Is this a meme coin? Mercedes, is it a meme coin? Yeah, meme. Okay. Great. Exciting. I love memes. Not really. Yeah, so ABCD completed there. Putting in a nice W here. I mean, look, if Bitcoin goes up, the rest of crypto goes up, this thing can probably go higher. But you're looking at a double. That's it. I don't see you getting a lot more than that out of this. Yeah, something like a move up to here. It's really dependent on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin can move higher rather than pulling back, then this could go there. And obviously what Bitcoin does is dependent on what the NASDAQ does. So if the NASDAQ can keep from falling apart down here, then Bitcoin will head higher. You can see it bounced off the 90-day VWAP like we talked about. But I would like to see it crash to here. That would be best for Trump. So I would expect him to be pushing for that. And that's what, would be nice to see. Just get that, peel the Band-Aid off, and start the Trump term with a down market. And so then it at least gives you the image of things improving, So that's I mean, this daily is pretty damaged. I would be surprised if this doesn't break down and pull everything with it. I'm surprised crypto is holding up as well as it seems to be here, but I think this is unless NASDAQ reverses, I think this is a trap. I'm pretty confident that it's a trap. So I'm not saying go short, but to me, I think there's more to be done on the downside, and this is a baby trap to trap bulls to get people to long on this breakout from this consolidation over the holidays. And there probably are some people that are taking longs here because it is a nice breakout in terms of like if you look at trend line setups, C fork setups, which would be something like this. This would be your breakout. MACD and RSI look bullish in these 4-hour charts. Everything actually looks bullish. So we could get that continuation higher, but if the NASDAQ pulls it down, if it wasn't for the NASDAQ, I would feel a lot more bullish about this. Okay, that's the NASDAQ looking like shit, and Bitcoin's correlation to the NASDAQ is what's causing me to be concerned. I want to be very clear about that has a big effect on my analysis. And if the NASDAQ recovers or even just stagnates here and doesn't roll over completely, Bitcoin, after it consolidates a bit in this area, it could easily just, take off and hit higher. That could happen. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying 100% we're going to roll over and we're going to tag these lows before we move up. I am saying that Bitcoin is going to sort of follow the NASDAQ. Like if we just stay here and do nothing, Bitcoin might levitate higher. If we move up, obviously Bitcoin is going to move up. If we roll over, Bitcoin should have its pullback that I've talked about, doing like that. But in the short term, I don't know where the NASDAQ is going for sure. I just know that I'm leaning bearish because this daily chart looks like shit. This RSI is just disaster. And this looks like an M that hasn't been confirmed. This is basically quintessential example of an M. We just need it to confirm, and it hasn't. So if it confirms, you get your move. And that's why I am heavy on cash. But it's also why I bought some Tesla today, because there's a chance that we bounce from here and we don't get that M confirmation. Hopefully that explains my strategy and my thinking. So I'm cautiously neutral on the market here, semi-sidelined, bought a little bit in spot in the stock market, and generally long crypto, but hoping for a pullback here because I have more I want to buy. Hopefully that summarizes what I'm thinking. We're going for like an hour. I think it's good for a first stream back, 2025 stream. Maybe next time I do an hour and a half, I'll have a couple more miners that I want to talk about. And we can do silver futures. Maybe I'll even post it in the Discord. But for now, I think that's enough information for tonight. And I'm going to call it a night. And I hope that you guys have an amazing first 2025 weekend. As I always say, make sure to get away from the computer screen. Get out, see the sun, exercise, spend time with family and friends. We spend too much time on the screens in this digital age. And I think it's good to decompress and do things, especially on the weekend, to reset your mind and your body, because healthy mind, healthy body. Healthy body equals a healthy mind, which equals hopefully successful trading. Okay. Hope you guys have a great night, great rest of the day, and I will see you on the Discord. And if not, I'll see you here, same time, same place next week. All right. Bye, everybody.